my name is Jeff Pagano, and welcome to the Harpin on Rugby preview show. And joining me to look ahead to Saturday's third match for Ireland in the Autumn Nation Series is someone back earning his 98th cap. A
Ooh,
warm welcome back to Mr. Neil Keego Keegan.
thank you for using the word warm. I'm wearing my dressing gown all day today because it is absolutely freezing, but good to talk to
Yeah, it's getting cold, all right, bitter. So anyway, Keego, when we last spoke, Ireland had a narrow 22-19 win over Argentina. Myself, Jay, and Hugo, of course, covered that on our last wrap pods. Catch that on our feed if you can. But what did you make of it?
I was there, first time in the Aviva for an Ireland game in a long time. The volume was there, the crack was there, the first half was there, and then it kind of got a little bit squeaky bum time in the second half. As much as I'm glad about the result, I think it's a little bit of an unfair result based on that second half. But listen, it's sometimes you got to win dirty and win ugly, and that's what that was. Going into this week, thankfully, a little bit of rotation is happening, but maybe we'll talk about it at the end of the series. But it is starting to get a little bit worrying. So, but yeah, overall, a good day out.
Yeah, I mean the defense was fine. Like over the 2 weeks against two big Southern Hemisphere clubs, only conceded two tries. I mean that's not bad at all. But when it came to us with the ball, there's definitely some issues there for sure. So we'll have to see if we can improve them over the next couple of weeks. Which brings us, of course, to our feature match of the week, which is, of course, Ireland v Fiji in week 3 of the 2024 Autumn Nation Series. The game's taking place at the Aviva Stadium on Saturday, November 23rd, kicking off at 3:10 p.m. TV coverage is on Virgin Media 1 and TNT Sports 1. Ireland named their matchday squad on Thursday afternoon. If you're watching on YouTube, it's right there in the screen. Or for pod listeners, you'll find it in the program notes. Keego has a few points to make about the Irish team, starting with the rotation.
Yeah, which is important. I think we wanted to see that all the way through the series. New number two, new number six, and then second chances coming in, even though maybe I'm phrasing that wrongly for Bundy and for Frawley on the bench, which I think probably was the plan all the way along for Sam and Frawley to be in this game running it. Glad to see Bundy in. Henshaw needing more time. My second point we'll go on to in a sec is another question. But strong team, happy team. Great to see some faces that are so brand new. They don't even have an ultimate rugby picture yet. So yeah, it's all positive. It's all good.
Yeah, some interesting choices there. Great to see, always good to see new caps going in. Gus McCarthy, a lot of
Mm.
people making thing about him being, oh, he's the fifth choice Leinster hooker. But that's not how rugby works. I mean, they get selected and they come up and they get seen. Like Dan Sheehan was, I think, the fourth choice
Yeah.
rugby hooker when and Ronan Keller was the presumptive starter. But he goes into training camp, he impresses the coaches, and they put him in the team. I mean, isn't that what's supposed to happen? You have a look and put your best available player. So obviously, Gus has done enough to earn this start, and it's a really big day for them. And of course, you got Izzy there at number 6. A lot of people have been calling for him to get a start, and this is his big chance. Since he moved there to that position permanently, he's really come on in leaps
Yeah.
and bounds, and he's a big promise there. But he's still in that Tyg Burn kind of mode. We're going to talk about Tyg in a second, but
Yeah.
he's still in that kind of 5-6 kind of, and we can do with all the quality players we can in that particular role. So yeah, it's an interesting mix there. All right. Yep.
Did I just throw in one thing before we move on? What you're basically saying is if you're good enough, you're good enough.
Yep.
That's all that matters. And I think we've got to move on from our starting 15 being in concrete because it depends on who we're playing. It depends on what we want to do. Looking at the tens, there's 3 10s in blue, 3 10s in green. They play different games. So like it
Yeah.
depends on the opposition. So I think everyone, as we say every single Friday at this stage, everyone needs to calm down a wee bit. There's no starting 15 anymore. It's a starting 23. And I think this week is an example of kind of showing that it's a squad as opposed to a team, which is great.
Yeah, these people you're telling to calm down. I mean, they'll never be happy. The balance between playing too many starters, not giving enough
Yeah.
new caps, you'll never find that sweet spot. But I think Farrell with the selections, he's done his own thing,
Yeah.
and he's gotten results to back it up. So I think you're right. You just need to calm down a bit. Okay, your second point is in particular about Tyg Burn.
Absolutely. So when we bring Izzy in, right, Tig is our 6. Where do we put him? Obviously, he's a second rower as well. But then we're breaking up a second row that we need to see working together. So this is, as we say regularly, this is why they are given the tracksuits and we have to buy the tracksuits for too much money. So it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate that. You know, like as a debut, Izzy at 6 is great. He's got experience around him, but World Player of the Year, all that sort of stuff, and then Tig in the second row. The worry I have is when we do this too often, going all the way back to Luke Fitzgerald, who played all around the pitch, that he almost forgot how to. He overran every pass for a couple of years because he was all, playing everywhere, trying to help everybody. I don't want to see that happening with Ty Byrne, but he is the player who can do 5 and 6 and do it at a massively top level. I do love seeing him go in and steal and slow things down. Slightly different job when he's in the second row. But it's going to be interesting to see. It's just something that hit me when I was looking at the whole entire operation. You've got to get everyone in there. You've got to show new faces, but you've also got to not put yourself at a disadvantage by taking players out of their best position and putting them in their second best position. So it's going to be interesting to see how that operates.
Yeah, we've spoken a lot about the this November. We've spoken a lot about the standards that Ireland have now, and it's sort of a different dynamic now, because we're in amongst those top 3 and 4 in the world. We want to stay there. We need to keep those. So it's all very well saying, okay, it's Fiji. Let's give all these new guys a chance, but they're putting out their pretty much their full strength
Yeah.
available team themselves. If a loss to them could be catastrophic, and those same people would be given out if we did lose.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of it's good to see a lot of a lot the spine, maybe you could call it, of that team is very experienced. But you look at the bench as well. There's Ian Henderson. He'll be coming on at some stage. He needs to put in a good shift. In fact, with Kieran Prendergast there as well, that's all 4 provincial captains in this 2023. So that's good to see. And also, when you look back up the centers, we talked about the choice of centers and the options we have. Jamie Osborne can step in there. Of course, Ringer is taken this weekend up, but you can't forget Stu McCluskey. He's coming on and doing the job. He's got 23. So there's lots of different options there. Okay, so your third point is about Mr. Porter.
Yeah, and we all love Porter. He's brilliant. He's had more minutes in him than a Rolex factory at this stage. And not that he can't do it. He's young, he's strong, he's motivated, full of energy. I just when you're up front and you're playing that many minutes, it's the graph of what we get back versus injury kind of comes back a little bit. That's my ordinary level maths there in my hands. So, and again, but like they know what they're doing, they know everything. It's just when you see him all the time, you see him putting in so many minutes. It's only a matter of time before a big unit like that just suddenly cracks somewhere, and I don't want that to happen. But we again, as you say, strong bench. Hopefully, he gets in there, puts a shift against a massive front row opposition, and then we can give him a cup of tea at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, from the moment they added that extra sub to make it a 23-man squad instead of 22, you don't expect props to play 80 minutes. You just don't. And but he seems to do it every other week now, all of a sudden, and it's just you do love to see it. You do love to see players being able to do that, but you're afraid of burnout. You got to think of the switch back to the blue jersey as well. Probably thinking a bit of that as well. You want him available for the big matches coming up, but also there is the question. You do want backup because if they do get injured, you want some experience in the other ones. I see Tom O'Toole is kind of switching over to that side, and we got Clarkson, who made a good debut last week against Argentina, and of course we can't leave it go without mentioning the out halves. We kind of expected this maybe the other way around. We had a feeling it would be Frawley and Prendergast, but interesting to see Sam getting the start with Kieran backing him up. So it's a big day for Sam starting in that jersey. So, and with Craig Casey alongside him, that's going to be an interesting 9-10 there. So loads to talk about in that side for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now it's time to have a look at Fiji. In September, they claimed a record 6th Pacific Nations Cup title, having defeated Samoa, Tonga, and the USA along the way, before a 41-17 win over Japan in the grand final. Then, after a heavy defeat to Scotland at Murrayfield, they had back-to-back wins over Wales and Spain. And just a bit of trivia, at the beginning of November, it marked 21 years since Isa Nasewa got his 3 minutes of Test rugby against Scotland in the 2003 World Cup. What do you make of their team, Keego?
I thought we were going to talk about Issa for the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
No, but
I did open that door, didn't I?
But it's what could have been. But no, it's like similar to when we were talking about different games earlier on in the blue jersey. even though we are still operating well, the target on our back is bigger. And I think, you know, you look at the job Fiji did against Wales, not that we're Wales, just to throw that dig in. But, you know, they did a good job, a good, strong, competent job against Wales. Wales are a recognizable team and they will fancy it. They have a big front row and I like their 9 and 10. They, they're going to take aim at that front row. They see Gus McCarthy and they're going to put a squeeze on him. They kind of see Finlay Bealham first two games where, you know, he's still finding his feet again. Like he had a massive run of form beating him for a couple of years there. He'll find it again. It's just we're right in the middle there with him. They're going to take aim at them, and like they know the Porter is going to come off halftime, 50 minutes, which brings on you know another two units, but inexperienced units. So you know, much like I say every week, they're going to fancy it. They're going to fancy a shot at it. They see Ty Byrne in there in the second row, as aside from like the Ryan and the Ryan and McCarthy double, or you know things like that, or Baird as the more athletic. They're going to fancy a shot here in our scrum. They're going to fancy a shot in our line out. We need to do simple things like if the gap starts closing in front of the hooker, don't throw the ball. Start there. And then work. Everything else is fine, but we just got to relax. They're gonna fancy a shot at the scrum and the line out, and then you know Fiji with a ball in hand is great to watch, just not when you're wearing a green jersey.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, well, the players are going to be looking to make a statement after the last couple of weeks for Ireland. Discipline was an issue, so they don't want to go overboard. I mean, they've got this lad Muntz who can kick
Yeah.
penalties from anywhere and everywhere. I was saying he was their full side, of course. Semi Radradra was, of course, got a red card against Wales, so he'll be missing. But I mean, mostly it's is their full team. We all know how they can play together if they're given half a chance. If they get any kind of an opportunity to get into our backfield, we're in big trouble. And
Yeah.
like you say, the set pieces as well. So definitely can't take them for granted. Okay, so quick look at the officials now. It's going to be Holly Davidson holding the whistle with a mostly Scottish team. Matthew Carley as well as one of the assistants. Now, the weather for Saturday afternoon. We were saying how it's cold. The official words on AccuWeather are cloudy and warmer. It's actually saying 15 degrees. Now, I believe that if I say it. But there's still what they call a yellow advisory warning, and it is supposed to be really windy, 25% chance of rain. So if you're going to the RDS, I definitely bring stuff. Don't go by that 15 degrees. I definitely look to wrap up because you know, if you're in the shade, whatever, it could get pretty cold. But listen, so next we're going to take a quick look at what else is going on in the Autumn Nation series this weekend. Did any match stand out for you?
I have control of the television, so I'll be
Oh,
watching quite a bit, aside from strictly on Sunday, which is where I lose control.
mm.
France and Argentina, I'm looking forward to just for the spectacle. It's going to be a great game. Stubborn Argentina, France are looking like they're cooking nicely, which is great. I'm also going to be watching Wales and South Africa because I've explained to you recently my irrational hatred of the Welsh, and I'm
Mm.
going to enjoy every second of that game. Apologies to all our Welsh brothers and sisters. I've no idea where this comes from, but I just can't wait to watch that game.
Well, I mean, I did see a tweet from Rory O'Connor that said that if Ireland beat Fiji and Wales beat South Africa, we could go back to number one. So you never know. That might actually happen. I've got an image of that J. Jonah Jameson meme where he's laughing, throwing his head back, laughing like that. But anyway, listen, one more match taking place this weekend is actually at Lakelands Park in Terranure, where Leinster A will host their Munster counterparts in what is officially known as the IRFU 150 Interprovincial A Championship. Kickoff there is at 5 p.m. on Friday evening, and if you can make it down, I understand admission is free. Okay, so now it's head on the block time, Keego. How do you see it going at the Aviva?
Well, listen, I've been spectacularly wrong all year in every competition forever, but um, I do think that our lads are going to run the game. I think Sam has been given confidence based on what Farrell's been saying during the week, what everyone's been saying during the week. Bundy was out yesterday, singing his praises. They're all ready to play for him. So I think he's going to put in a good shift, and Frawley brings it home. I think I put it down in our Super Brew Ireland by I I think it was 5 or 10. That's what I had said in Super Brew. So that's the call.
Okie dokie. All right, listen, we're going to leave it there, man. Many thanks for joining us, Keego. And what stand up gigs do you have coming up?
We're on the big run into December 5th and 6th. So 5th is sold out in Greystone, 6th in the Mill Theatre in Dundrum. Pop along, get some food, come in for a bit of crack. They have a full bar there, and it'll be great fun.
Brilliant stuff. And of course, you'll find the link to all Keego's stuff in the program notes. So we're going to leave it there. Thanks to you all for checking out our latest preview show. Do be sure to enjoy the match wherever you are and leave a comment on our Facebook page after the full-time whistle. We will, of course, have a wrap pod for you this week, recording on Sunday evening. Hopefully you'll help us out by liking, sharing, and subscribing. In the meantime, stay safe, everyone. Slán.